Okay, I got you your Skitty, man. It's right here.
You actually got me the Skitty.
Yeah, I got you the Skitty. I went all the way to Route 4, and I got you the Skitty.
So it's safe we're going to have good IVs. I told you to. I told you to steal one. I told you to steal one. Like, it's already been trained.
But,
just give it here. Just give it here. I don't care anymore. Just give it here. I got to get this done. I got to get this done.
Okay.
Just give it here. And
so can I get my mouse back?
Well, no, because I do still need that leverage. So that's.
What do you need me to do this time?
Well, for the time being, just go feed the Gyarados. It's going through its time of months, so she might be a little nippy, but just throw a couple meows at her and she should be satisfied.
Okay.
Just try to make sure you don't get yours mixed up, because I did that yesterday. I guess that means your Meowth is gone.
Oh.
Oh well, I still have your Fletchling, so I mean you're still stuck in this job. But go on, off you go then to the Gyarados.
Alright.
Yeah.
Off I go.
Hey guys, it's the Ramos Online here, bringing you the long-awaited guide to Skitty and Delcatty. Except it's not a guide anymore, it's Ramos Reviews. I'm reviewing them! Yay! So first I'm going over Skitty. Skitty, known in Japan as Eneko, is the kitten Pokemon, and is a mere 2 feet tall. It weighs about 11 kilograms, so it's a pretty tiny and adorable Pokemon, which makes sense when you consider that its ability is Cute Charm. Who could not fall through its cuteness and its charm? Cute Charm has a 30% chance to make the attacking Pokemon, if it's the opposite gender, fall in love with the Pokemon that has the ability. When it's in love, the Pokemon attacking has a 50% chance of not even moving that turn. Unlike Confusion, it will not hurt itself. Its other ability is Normalize. Normalize changes any move that Skitty or Delcatty use into a normal type. This means you can use things like Thunder Wave on ground types. Normalize is completely unique to Skitty and Delcatty. It doesn't really have the most competitive uses, but it can do some interesting things. For instance, with Normalize, Flying Press becomes normal flying instead of fighting flying. Freeze Dry also keeps its ability to hit water types super effectively. Its hidden ability is Wonder Skin. Wonder Skin is a very unique ability that reduces the accuracy of an opponent's status move by 50%. This means things like Spore, which normally has a 100% chance of hitting, now only has a 50% chance. Being a normal type, Skitty gets access to a wide range of different move types, but unfortunately it can't make full use of its higher attack stat due to its extremely limited physical move pool. Out of the moves you can see on screen, I'd only really recommend Fake Out, as this can flinch opponents on the first turn. Retaliate can be good to get some chip damage off when Skitty switches in after the Pokemon before it fainted, but other than that, I can't really recommend anything else. Especially, Skitty fares a little better, getting a wider range of moves, but unfortunately, its special attack stat is lacking. Out of all the moves you can see on screen, the only one I'd recommend is Charge Beam, as this lets Skitty get some special attack boosts, which it can then pass on to an ally. Now I know what you're all thinking. With its base stats being so low, and its move pool being so limited, how can Skitty, and by extension Delcatty, be useful in battle? Well, I haven't yet introduced you to Skitty and Delcatty's status move pool. It is amazing. Cosmic Power and Baton Pass work really well together, as it allows Skitty and Delcatty to set up defensively and then pass on these defensive boosts to a more frail Pokemon. And that's just the beginning of all the different move combinations you can come up with. Skitty naturally learns Heal Bell and can also get Wish as an egg move. Toss in Cosmic Power and Toxic and you've got yourself a pretty scary Toxic Staller. Skitty also gets access to 2 moves that can lower the opponent's offensive stats. Charm, which lowers the attack by 2 stages, or Confide, which lowers the special attack by 2 stages. That is some nasty business and will normally force a switch out. Copycat can make for some nasty combinations. I was able to use Milk Drink on a Miltank and then copycat that onto my Delcatty. Assist is a not so viable move that you might find useful. Assist will use a move from any Pokemon in your party. You have to get really lucky with this one, but I've been able to pull off things like Milk Drink using Assist. Gotta love that milk. And as a fan suggestion, Simple Beam can completely destroy so many Megas out there right now. It can completely shut down pretty much any Mega or Pokemon that relies on its ability to win, like Mega Kangaskhan, Mega Mawile, Mega Medicham, Azumarill, the list just goes on. And now it's time for Ramos Recommends. Now I don't really recommend Skitty over Delcatty or vice versa, it just comes down to personal preference. Regardless of which one you use, Cosmic Power is a must. You can easily breed Cosmic Power onto a Skitty by using a male Clefairy or Clefable that knows the move. It is passed down as an egg move, so the baby Skitty should know it upon hatching. I also give it Baton Pass, so it can pass on its defensive boosts to a more frail Pokemon. In the third slot, I use Copycat. It's a really good move that synergizes with my team very well, although you can always replace it with another move like Protect. In that fourth slot, I put Assist. It isn't that reliable, but when it works, I get a really good laugh out of it. If you want something more reliable, I recommend Simple Beam. This can help you shut down any threats that rely on their ability. Helping Hand is really good to help a partner Pokemon, and Charge Beam can really help Skitty and Delcatty set up beyond Cosmic Power. You get quite a bit of variety when it comes to Natures and EVs. If you want something a little bit faster, stick its EVs into HP and Speed and give it a jolly or timid nature. Unfortunately, Skitty only has a base speed of 50 and Delcatty a base speed of 70, so it isn't that fast to begin with. So if you want something that can take a bigger hit, go for Calm or Careful and put 240 EVs into HP, 132 into Defense, and 136 into Special Defense. Or go for Impish or Bold and do the exact same EV spread, but swap the Defense and Special Defense. This will give you about 200 into both defenses when at level 100 and can really help make Skitty and Delcatty survive an extra hit. Its ability really comes down to what you want. Normalize works really well with Charge Beam, as it means that a ground type can't rule you out. But watch out for ghost types, as they aren't affected by normal types and it completely rules you out. I personally use Wonder Skin, and this is what I recommend. It lowers all status effect moves accuracy down to 50%. Do keep in mind, it is reduced to 50% accuracy, not by. This means a move like Toxic, which has an accuracy of 90, will go down to 50, not 40. Lastly, its item comes down to which version of the Pokemon you're using. If you're using Skitty, the only way to go is Eviolite, but if you're using Delcatty, you can use things like a Citrus Berry or a Leftovers, but I really prefer the Citrus Berry. If breeding for your Skitty, you're going to want to try to make sure you have 31 IVs in HP, Defense, Special Defense, and Speed, which really boosts Skitty and Delcatty's survivability, as well as boosting their already low speed stat. As always with these videos, just telling you about the Pokemon isn't enough. I'm going to have to show it to you to properly convince you that this Pokemon can work. So I lead with Klefki and Delcatty, and this is actually a sneak peek at a completely different guide video I'll be making in the future, and it involves Klefki. So, my opponent leads with Gengar and Honchkrow, and he goes right for the Mega Evolution. So that is bringing back some horrible memories of a poor little Skitty. I am going to get my Safeguard up with Klefki, and the Gengar is going to go for the Sludge Bomb, but this time it doesn't get the critical hit, and Delcatty survives. I am holding the Citrus Berry, so I am going to get some life back from that, so could have been a worse turn. We could have had a repeat of what happened last time. So I go for Cosmic Power, boosting my defense and special defense once, and the Honchkrow goes for Thunder Wave, but I am protected by the Safeguard. Honchkrow goes for Sucker Punch. I'm not entirely sure why, because Delcatty isn't exactly known for having any offensive threat. And my Klefki goes for the Swagger onto my Safeguard protected Delcatty, but unfortunately it misses. So here I Baton Pass that single boost into my Miltank. Now that one single boost isn't much, but it is going to be enough to help Miltank survive some hits that otherwise normally wouldn't have. My opponent decides to switch here into Rhyperior, as he probably knows I'm carrying Scrappy on my Miltank. Unfortunately, this Miltank was from my previous save file, so its return is not going to be boosted by Happiness because it hasn't got Happiness yet. So I completely forgot about this. I have two save files, but anyway. His Honchkrow does go for the Brave Bird, hitting my Miltank, and as you can see, doesn't even deal 50% of my health. Miltank, very tanky as it is, and with the Cosmic Power boost, I am just that little bit tankier. He's going to swap into his Gengar, and I go for the Swagger onto my Miltank, and I nail it. I think that is the second Swagger I have nailed, and as you can see, I'm going to go for Milk Drink this turn to make sure I stay nice and healthy, because that Gengar could easily be carrying Focus Blast, I think. I don't know if Gengars can carry Focus Blast, but I've seen one use one, so maybe it was a, what's it called, a Zoroark. But anyway, his Gengar goes for the Destiny Bond, and I went straight for the return thinking, crap, I've lost Miltank. But luckily, my return didn't deal anywhere near as much damage as it normally would have done, because I was not at maximum happiness. So he is going to go for Shadow Ball the next turn, after he saw that a Stone Edge didn't do too much damage, maybe going for the crit. And here I can just start opening up my Seismic Tosses on the Rhyperior, since I have no real other way of hitting a rock type. So I could change Seismic Toss for a fighting type move, might be quite viable. Going for the Foul Play onto the Gengar, but it doesn't actually score the knockout. And I go for the Thunder Wave onto, I think onto the Gengar, but unfortunately his Rhyperior does have Lightning Rod. He goes for the Destiny Bond again, but I went for my Milk Drink to stay tip-top health. In tip-top health, I don't know, my brain isn't working. And he goes for the Stone Edge onto my Klefki, so finally Klefki is going down to a critical hit. If only he had targeted my Miltank that turn. He must be hitting himself. So here I go into my Charizard, who is my Charizard Y. Really bad matchup, but I know Rhyperior isn't known for having amazing special defense, so a Drought Stab boosted Overheat might have been enough to finish it off. He goes for the Sludge Bomb onto my Miltank, who takes it pretty well, taking just over 50% health, but the Rhyperior is going to get the Avoid. I do get off another Seismic Toss, but it is pretty much game over for my Charizard. That is very annoying. I got that miss there, so now I'm down to, I think, my last two Pokemon, Miltank and Delcatty. So what kind of craziness be going on here? As you can see, I bring in my Delcatty, my last Pokemon in the team, and his Gengar does go for the Destiny Bond. But Gengar is not my worry, because I know Destiny Bond is the main thing it's going to be using. So I go for Milk Drink on my Miltank to stay tip-top health. Good lord, if only I could talk today. And I go for Assist on my Delcatty, and I am lucky enough to get the Milk Drink. So that has put Delcatty back into the game for at least one more turn, one more hit. His Rhyperior is going to go for Rock Polish, just so he can outspeed everything else I have. He thinks his Rhyperior is safe. So his Gengar is going to go for the Dazzling Gleam, and here is where I suppose I made a little bit of misplay. I could have, you're going to see, I go for the Milk Drink again. And well, what I could have done was gone for the Seismic Toss Copycat onto Rhyperior to take that out, but obviously I didn't. My Delcatty is going to use Copycat and copy that Milk Drink, going back to a nice healthy level. So as you can see, that Copycat working really well next to a Pokemon that can heal itself. So here his Rhyperior goes for the Earthquake, taking out his own Gengar. If only he'd accidentally used Destiny Bond on the turn before that would have been hilarious. So I am going to use the Seismic Toss, which is going to deal some nasty damage to Rhyperior, and my Delcatty is going to get off the Cosmic Power. So that is a +1 to my defenses. In comes the Honchkrow. It does go for Sucker Punch, but it fails. Rhyperior does go for another Earthquake, and I think that takes Delcatty out, or leaves her with very low health. I go for the Stomp onto the Honchkrow, that's going to be enough to take it out. I carry Stomp to counter minimize users, and it works really well. It one-shots most minimizers. I go for the Copycat, and I'm going to get Stomp onto the Rhyperior. I do next to nothing, but hey-ho, damage is damage. So, his last Pokemon is Snorlax. So now it is Rhyperior, Delcatty, Snorlax, and Miltank. He goes for the Stone Edge on the Delcatty. He doesn't want the Earthquake again on his own Snorlax, so he takes out my Delcatty. But the threat isn't Delcatty, it is Miltank. and I am now going to be able to finish off the Rhyperior with a Seismic Toss. So as you can see, Delcatty can put in a lot of work, even with very risky moves like Assist. So if that wasn't enough to convince you, nothing will. So I guess that is about it for the guide. Delcatty and Skitty. Two Pokemon you wouldn't expect that could be very useful competitively, but if you play them right, you can end up with some very powerful setup Pokemon. If you like what you saw, remember to like, favourite, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I do these videos quite regularly. And I guess you could share this video around, that would help me out a lot. I think I'm almost at, or maybe am now at, 800 subscribers. So I know I've said it a few times now, but I'm going to say it again. Thank you so much for every single one of those subscriptions. It means so much to me. So, if you could leave a little comment in the description below, leaving the name of the Pokemon you want to see next in Ramos reviews, I will be more than happy to take recommendations, or just suggestions, etc. And I don't know what I'm rambling about. I'm just rambling. So I will stop the rambling and I will leave this video. So I guess I will see you guys in the next one.